Welcome to the Fishbowl Radio, everybody. My name is Chief here, and there's no one going to be with me on the show today. Juicy and Mike Show are doing some other things. Well, we have a beautiful day here in South Louisiana, here in Lafayette, and it's going to be a very exciting baseball weekend for not only the LSU Tigers, but for the Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns. It's going to be one of those weekends that we won't ever forget for a pretty short while in our memory and everything else. I tell you what, it's going to be a lot of crawfish being boiled this weekend at Cajun Field because the Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns are going to have their annual spring game. It will be red versus white. It's going to be a different format for a couple of these teams, and I tell you what, it's going to be a lot of fun. Bring your family and your kids out to the game. It's going to be a very fun time here in Lafayette, Louisiana for UL Lafayette's annual spring game. Now that I've introduced myself pretty well here, let's get down to business, shall we, everybody? The LSU Tigers are going on the road this week to take on the Missouri Tigers, and it's a little bit of a road trip, if you know what I mean. They will be going all the way to Missouri. It's going to be a pretty exhausting trip for LSU. They take on Missouri. They did defeat Grambling at a 14-11 in the midweek, but LSU stumbled against McNeese, losing 7-0. So it's going to be a very interesting game. They're probably going to pitch a couple of different guys in this weekend. LSU, they're kind of going around right now. They got some weak points, but they got some strength as well. They are a pretty good baseball team. They should rank number 9 right now. Currently, they're 22-11 overall and 6-6 in the SEC. They do open up a 3-game series that starts at 6 o'clock today at Central Time at Taylor Stadium. Missouri, they're 20-15. They're 4-8 in the SEC. Game 2 of the series will start at 2, and first pitch for Game 3 will be at 1 Sunday. You can catch all the action live on LSUsports.net, and also you can catch them live on 98.1 Eagle 98.1 there. They're going to be airing the game as well. And this is LSU has won 16 of its past 20 SEC road series, including a 2-1 series win at Auburn 2 weeks ago. So Maneri said that junior left-hander Jared Poche will start Game 1 on the mound for LSU, followed by sophomore right-hander Alex Lang in Game 2, and senior left-hander John Valek third in Game 3. So, LSU has won 2 of 3 SEC games over second-ranked Vanderbilt last weekend at Alex Box Stadium. And I tell you what, last weekend I was picking them games. I was wondering if LSU wasn't going to get swept because Vanderbilt's very highly ranked. Like I mentioned, they were second-ranked last week, and I think this week they kind of, I don't think not really much has changed in the polls too much here. But I think Vanderbilt, they've always been a very good baseball team. No matter, I remember whenever I was growing up, Vanderbilt had been a very good baseball team in college baseball. And they had South Carolina won it a couple of years ago for the SEC. And, they've kind of took a tumble this year a little bit. So it's the SEC, the baseball always changes because it's one of those sports that you don't know who's going to be on top. You have to keep updating yourself and get your staff and everybody ready to play. It's going to be a very interesting series for LSU coming off that huge win over Vanderbilt. But if I had to make some predictions for this game, I will later on in the show. I'm just going to do a little bit of preview here and see I'm going to tell you who Missouri's going to pitch pretty soon. So, y'all stay tuned to your dials right here on the Fishbowl Radio. Now that we get all that done with and out of the way, how about we get down to business, shall we? Missouri's hitting .252 as a team with 16 home runs and 51 steals in 71 attempts. Missouri is led at the plate by junior outfielder Jake Ring, who is batting .331 with 7 doubles, 3 triples, 1 homer, and 17 RBIs. Senior infielder Zach Levy is hitting .319 with 12 doubles, 6 triples, 3 home runs, and 31 RBIs, while junior infielder Ryan Howard is batting .279 with 8 doubles, 1 triple, 3 homers, and 18 RBIs. If you want to know about the all-time series between LSU and Missouri, it goes down like this. Missouri has never beaten LSU at baseball. LSU leads Missouri 8-0 in the all-time series between both these teams. LSU swept 3 games from Missouri last season by scores of 8-3, 8-2, and 6-5, 10 innings last season when they were playing in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The team's first matchup at SEC foes occurred a couple of years ago in 2013. when LSU swept 3 games in Columbia by scores of 2-0, 8-0, and 6-5. So LSU's pretty good at beating Missouri for the last couple of years. So this will be a very interesting game, and if you want to go back and look on the history of the whole time battles between these teams, LSU beat Missouri 5-1 in 1986 and 8-5 in 1987. So they're going to be playing at Taylor Stadium in Columbia, Missouri. I've never been. I would love to go to Taylor Stadium one day. I have an aunt that lives in Missouri, so I wouldn't mind going to visit her, along with going to Columbia, which I mean is a good little drive from her house. But it'd be nice to go visit my family every once in a while up there in Missouri. LSU is ranked number 9 by Baseball America, number 11 in D1 Baseball, number 12 by the USA Today. Missouri is unranked. So, pitching matchups, Missouri's going to pitch Reggie McClain. He's 3-1, got a 3.30 ERA, and 57.1 innings pitched, 4 base on balls, and 51 strikeouts. For the second game, Southmore, right-handed pitcher Tanner Hook, he's 4-2 this year with a 2.33 ERA, 58 innings pitched, 13 base on balls, and 62 strikeouts. And now, for Game 3, they're going to wrap up the series with freshman left-handed pitcher Michael Plasmier. He's 3-2 on the season. 4.22 ERA, 32 innings pitched, 6 base on balls, and 20 strikeouts. So that's the pitching matchup going on this weekend for LSU and Missouri. I gave you the start of LSU in case you were not paying attention or you wasn't listening. That will be Jared Poche, left-handed pitcher, 4-3 on the year. Saturday, Game 2, right-handed pitcher Alex Lang, sophomore. Then Game 3, John Valek III, left-handed pitcher. He's 5-1 with a 3.48 ERA. So, I mean, the surprise this year has been their Sunday starter, John Valek III for LSU. He's came on very good this year. People are like, well, Poche and Lang's going to take the thing. We just got to work on our third starter. Well, LSU's got a pretty good third starter in their lineup this year. So, I mean, he's been able to do some work. Pitched pretty good. He's actually got the second lowest ERA of the starters. Alex Lang, he's 4.7. He's been getting that ERA down for the last couple of weeks. So, if he keeps pitching the way he's pitching, Alex Lang, whenever we get down to regionals NCAA tournament, it's looking pretty hot. In fact, I was reading a report earlier today that Louisiana was going to have 4 different college baseball teams in the NCAA regionals. How great is that for Louisiana baseball, right, guys? It mentioned, I think, UL Lafayette was going to be in it, LSU, along with McNeese. McNeese, I think, was really getting on the list there, and I think Southeastern as well. It will be a pretty good year for LSU and Louisiana baseball in general, because, I mean, we haven't had that many Louisiana teams really get into the regionals and stuff, and if they did, they didn't make it to the supers too much. Last year, LSU and UL played against each other in the super regionals, which LSU ended up winning the series against UL Lafayette, but that is all in the past, and 2015 don't count in 2016, as well as 2014, and so on and so on. Now that we got all that taken care of out the way, let's get down to the Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns here. Like I mentioned, UL Lafayette is going to have their annual spring game. It starts at 2 o'clock. I'm going to be there. I think Mike Concho is going to come meet me as well. For some reason, Mike wants to bring a sign. I don't know why. He's a little couillon on the little head there. But I'll tell you what. Southeastern Louisiana is coming to play UL Lafayette tonight, actually, at 6 o'clock. You can listen to that on KPL 96.5 FM here in Lafayette, Louisiana. This will be a very interesting game, I have to say, because it will be, this series is not all played in Lafayette. You're like, oh, you're going to go play. Oh, no, that's not going to happen. They'll be on the road on Saturday. UL Lafayette will be. They'll be going to Hammond, where Southeastern plays at, which, I mean, it's not that long of a drive, but man, you got to get on the bus 10:30 in the morning playing a baseball game? Come on, we can do afternoon games, guys. Come on, Hammond. You got to let the guys rest a little bit. They're going to be playing Friday, then they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to get up in the morning and go. Oh, that's terrible, But anyway, return, they stay at Hammond on April 16th. Well, actually, Oh, track and field. I read the wrong start time. My bad, guys. I was reading the wrong thing. I apologize for that. Here's the correction. April 16, 2016 at 6 o'clock, KPL 96.5. UL Lafayette will be playing Southeastern at Hammond. That still is at 6 o'clock, not at 10:30. I don't know why I didn't look at track and field. I'm sorry about that. I apologize. April 17, 2016 at 1 o'clock, they'll stay in Hammond and play another baseball game. So it shall be a fun time down there in Hammond and Lafayette, Louisiana as well. So, you get a little taste of both stadiums. How do I think it's going to play out? I think it'll be a pretty good matchup between both baseball teams. So let's see here of what we have, everything going on. Do we have any pictures or anything else? No, that's bringing me to the page to start the game, watching it. I am not going to watch the game tonight, unfortunately. I'll be hanging out with some friends and doing some different things like that. So, let's see here. What is going to happen in this game? No one knows. Let's see. They're going to probably pitch Gunnar Leger tonight, UL Lafayette. That's what the projection is going into the game. Evan Gilroy. You ever heard about Evan Gilroy? Man, I have a video that I will post to the Fishbowl Radio after I'm done with this episode because this guy's pitch against Tulane that pitch was so ridiculous. Like it broke the guy's ankle. He got down to his knees. He swung so hard that he went and hit the ground. Poof. That's all it was. He just hit the ground. Poof. And everybody was like, wait, what happened here? Because he just broke this guy's ankle throwing a baseball. You can go check out the video. I've seen it on I don't know where I saw it, but I will post a link to it so y'all can watch the video. It's a very interesting video to watch because you never know how those pitches are going to go. It's going to be a very fun time at T-Moore Field tonight. So I tell you what, it's going to be some fun here. It's going to be a great time. So here's how everything's going to go down here. We will have. I'll make the picks pretty soon. About give me like 4 minutes left, so I can get everything ready, get all my stuff out the way here, clear, so we can I'm posting the episode to Facebook right now, so anybody else that wants to come to Facebook and listen to us later on, they can. I mean, we keep our episodes up so that we can get everybody a chance to listen to the Fishbowl Radio. I mean, why would we exclude all of our great listeners here on the Fishbowl Radio, which Fishbowl Nation has been so great to us over the years. We appreciate them and everything they do for our radio station. So I'll tell you what, guys, it's going to be a very fun weekend here in South Louisiana when it comes to baseball, and also up in Missouri at Taylor Stadium. So it's going to be a fun time. Now let me get ready to make some picks here. How do I think this is all going to go down? Well, this is going to be a very interesting baseball matchups here we got here. So let me start with LSU and Missouri. Speaking of, LSU, what can you say? They took Missouri to the woodshed 8 times already, so they're 8-0 against Missouri. Give me the Tigers on Friday's action. They might lose Saturday. Alex Lang, he's a pretty good pitcher. I think he'll give him a check, but I think Missouri will win at least one game. I think they would have to at least win one, probably the minimum. I think LSU's probably going to sweep Missouri this week. I think Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will be winning for the LSU Tigers. As we get closer and closer to the end of the season and get ready for NCAA regional action, it will be very interesting to see how LSU and all these teams are going to be peaking at the right time. You can do really bad in the beginning of the season, but whenever you get to the end, you better start peaking because you will be knocked out of the regionals real quick here, and if you're not ready. So I got LSU sweeping over Missouri. That's what I think is really going to happen. But if I had to make a conservative pick, if I want to go way back and lean back, I would have to say 2 out of 3. But I think LSU will win this series with no problems against Missouri. I think they'll sweep it though. I think that's my main prediction. They'll sweep. If not, they'll win 2 out of 3 and get out Taylor Stadium with the wins and win the series. So, which is ultimately what you want to do. You want to win all your series that you play in because, it kind of helps your RPI and among other things. So that's what I think will happen with LSU and Missouri. Now, when we get to the Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns and the Southeastern Louisiana Lions, it's going to be a slugfest. Both these teams are really good in baseball this year. It's going to be tough. Both teams have got really good RPIs. You cannot sleep on Southeastern, and you can't sleep on both these teams here. I think UL Lafayette will win the series, but they're not going to sweep. Southeastern's going to win one of those games. I say tonight UL gets the win at the Teague. They've been pretty good at Teague this year. On the road, been kind of a different story for the Cajuns. I mean, they've been able to pull back some late Wednesday, caused him the cardiac occasions last year. And I'll tell you what, I thought ULF, it was dead.